Located at 41 West Main Street in Northeast Pennsylvania, proudly supports Chautauqua Sunrise and its volunteers. More information at bellasalonanddayspa.net. Westfield Memorial Hospital provides high-quality health care to residents of Western New York, offering patients the most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Funding is provided by a grant from New York State Senator Catherine M. Young, representing Western New York's 57th District with a local office in Olean. Chautauqua Sunrise is made possible by a grant from Fredonia Place, a continuing care retirement community providing dignity in a modern luxury environment. Meter's Restaurant, a family tradition for over 50 years in downtown Ripley, is a proud supporter of Chautauqua Sunrise. Meter's provides all-day dining, banquet services, and custom catering, specializing in pie. From the Access Channel 5 studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Channel 5. Continuing the traditions of Senior Report, we are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week, countywide, from 9 to 10 a.m. Join us by calling in live, emailing us, or checking out our social media. And now, from the Channel 5 studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Hey everybody, happy Easter weekend. I'm Doc Hamels and you're watching Chautauqua Sunrise. We got a great show in store for you today, and so stick around. And as always, if you can't stay for the whole show, we are rebroadcast at 2 and 8 every single day for the rest of the week. I also want to say good afternoon to our listeners at WRFA 107.9, low power to the people in Jamestown at the Reg. So glad you could join us, and I know you can't call in like our viewers can, but we're happy that you're with us nonetheless. And what we're going to be talking about today is going to be really cool, as always, and I think you're going to enjoy what my guest has to say today. Okay, I mentioned you can call in. For those of you that are live with us this morning and Saturday, you can give us a call at 753-5225, and you don't have to be shy, but if you're sort of shy, you can call that number. You can give the question to the operator who's on the other end of the line, and they'll somehow transmit that question to me through my earpiece, and I'll ask the guest the question, or if it's an announcement for your club or organization, we're happy to share that as well. And you may just have a comment about life in general. That's fine. Happy to have you. I want to give a welcome to Dan Skinner, who's in the studio today. He's from the JCC Mentor Program. And if you may remember, Dr. Kirk Young was here back in January, and he mentioned they were starting up this new program, for a mentoring program from folks in the community to work with students at JCC. And I remember saying those fatal words, "I'm all in, Kirk." And the next thing I know, I got an invitation, and we had a get together not long ago. I don't remember when it was, a couple weeks ago, a week ago, I don't know. It was a while ago. Time flies. And so Dan and I met, and he was assigned to me, and hopefully I won't destroy your life. Anyways, we have a lot in common, and so we're gonna take a journey together as far as it takes us, and I just want to welcome him to the studio, and he's checking us out today. Okay, and then I want to give a special shout out to the folks over at the Nickel Plate Depot in Brockton. Will and I played there last night, had a great time, great food, just one of those places where you play, you eat, you talk to people, and you felt like you were at home. It was like Cheers. It was just a really fun place to be. And I don't remember the gentleman's name that was there, but when I was going through the second set, all of a sudden I look up, and this gentleman come walk in with this full-grown, multicolored macaw, I believe they're called, and it was a huge bird. Always stayed on his shoulder, but it was made for a colorful evening nonetheless. So anyways, thanks to Julie Nobles for having us out there, and Stephanie Blanchard. Okay, I say this just about every week for the last couple of weeks, is that spring is here. You know, we keep saying it's here. Well, last night I didn't record it, or was it the night before? 2 nights ago, I got home and I got out of the cart, and the peepers were out in the woods. They're just peeping along. So I guess, you know, we still might get a little snow. Who knows? A little bit of icing this morning on the vehicles, but nonetheless, the peepers were peeping, and that's always a genuine sign that it's really here. And of course, tomorrow's the 1st of April. Holy mackerel! How do we get here already? But I wish you and your family, of course, all of you out there watching and listening, that you have a joyous Easter tomorrow and get together with family. We're doing the same thing. Okay, I have some announcements that have come in from the community as always, and this is free of charge. It doesn't cost a cent for you to do this. You can email the information to us. You can call it in, mail it. Sometimes I get things in the U.S. mail. So happy to do it. That's what the show's all about, is connecting Chautauqua County in the area around us. So let's start out with my good friends over at the Infinity Performing Arts Center. They want you to know that they have Spring Music and Arts Day Camp, which is going to be starting like this week, Tuesday, April 3rd through Friday, April 6th. Students will experience a variety of art, music, film, and theater activities. Make cool art, script, and film a movie. Join a band, explore instruments, all in 4 fun-filled days. This is for ages 6 to 12, and it runs from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. So if you're interested, give them a call, 664-0991. It's not too late. I believe that somebody's there, like right now, over at the Infinity Arts. Also, Automaco and Company, my good friends over there, have their Pulse Poetry Slam event. Okay, they always put a lot of P's in this. Okay, they test my ability to make my lips work on a Saturday morning. So here we go. The guys are always laughing. I'm surprised Jeff isn't already in my earpiece. All right, here we go. Calling all yeah, there it is. Calling all poets and poetry lovers. The Infinity Visual Performing Arts Center will be hosting Pulse Poetry Slam Open McNight on Thursday, April 5 at 6 p.m. at the Infinity Arts Cafe. Poets and audience members are welcome. Pulse Poetry Slam events are free, family friendly, and open to the public. Performance poetry is an excellent way to express creativity while practicing performance and public speaking. I told you there's a lot of P's in there. The Infinity Arts Cafe performance entrance is located at 300 East 3rd Street in downtown Jamestown. Look for the blue neon guitar. Okay. And then friends up at Northern Chautauqua Community Foundation up in Dunkirk area, they're announcing the Reverend Clifford K. Cliver and Lucy Cliver Sumsky Scholarship. Northern Chautauqua Community Foundation announces the availability of this scholarship established in 2015. The Reverend Cliver designed the scholarship to assist students over age 21 who have been in foster care. This is a new one. The scholarship is awarded annually without regard to the student's financial circumstances. Aside from age and being in foster care during any period in their youth, students most currently must be attending or have been accepted at a university, college, or a trade school, or graduate from a school district within Chautauqua County. Return completed application with the essay by July 1, so that's coming up to the Northern Chautauqua Community Foundation. So if you know somebody or if you happen to be in these eligibility circumstances and you have questions, give them a call, 366-3905. Okay, here's an announcement. Trauma and addiction. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. This continues to take its toll throughout our county and throughout the world, really. It doesn't matter. Let's see if I can get this right. Davina A. Moss King, PhD, is going to be having a session on April 20th from 9 a.m. to noon at the SUNY Fredonia Technology Incubator, which is a location on 214 Central Avenue in Dunkirk. It's $50, and during this session, this training, substance use disorder therapists, counselors will begin to connect trauma and substance abuse disorders, and this training will provide an opportunity to develop strategies and include trauma in the treatment plans. The therapists, counselors will also understand the importance of being informed of a client's past trauma experiences to provide appropriate care and resources to begin recovery. The training will cover types of trauma, the connection between trauma and substance abuse, and appropriate treatment. Let's see. And you can, I'm always looking for a phone number for them. Well, anyways, you can contact them right down at the CASIC offices at 501 West 3rd Street and give Kathy Colby a call. They're in the phone book. Okay, so this is more and more and more. I've had various guests on the show. We've talked about the opioid crisis. We've talked about substance addiction and so forth. So we're going to see more and more of this type of training that's made available to professionals and other folks. And this next one is for kids. Listen to this one. Child warriors. We have a slide for that, number 15. Here we go. I don't know if you can see it all, but learn how addiction works and how to cope with addiction in the family. Child warriors will meet Wednesdays from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. at St. Luke's Episcopal Church at 410 North Main Street in Jamestown. Snacks and drinks are provided, and there's arts and crafts. Guest speaker each week, so this is an ongoing thing, Child Warriors. They're going to be talking about things like family dynamics, coping and dealing with the situation at hand, sharing struggles and positive memories, understanding addictions, planning your future life skills. Kids 7 years and up are welcome to attend anytime. Bring a friend or family member. Once again, here's the number for CASIC, 664-3661. And you can always go to their website, CASIC, CASACweb.org. Okay, so once again, we see that they're reaching down to young folks, all ages, people in the professions, make sure that we're all prepared to deal with this crisis. And it is a crisis. It's epidemic with the drug addictions and things that are going on in our communities. And I know of no town or village in our county that's not being affected by this. And sadly, when you read some of the obituaries, you will actually see, and I'm not trying to just say this is always the case, but they're usually somebody in their mid to late 20s, and they'll say, died of an overdose or opioid addiction. And many of these things can be helped. Many of these situations, there's help out there and assistance, but we got to reach out. We got to have people surround these folks and give them some help if they want the help. It's tough, though. All right, let's go on to next slide. Chautauqua County Historical Society 2018 annual meeting. Jason Sample sent this over. I believe he's the president of the society. The Chautauqua County Historical Society will hold its annual meeting on April 21st at Lakeshore Assembly of God, located at 252 East Main Street in Westfield. That's a beautiful church, by the way. All the members and guests should take note that the venue is a new location compared to previous years. Highlighting the day is a special presentation entitled Chautauqua County Artists Richard Sigafus and Russell Welch. Now I'm going to spell Sigafus because I hope I'm not mispronouncing it. Sigafos. Sigafus. And then Russell Welch. And presented by writer and researcher Lori Humphreys. Humphreys' presentation begins at 1 p.m. and is free and open to the public. Historical Society members will also want to attend the organization's annual meeting, which will begin at 11:30. A copy of the agenda will be provided at the meeting. Between the meeting and presentation, a chicken and biscuits luncheon will be provided by the Parkview Cafe. I eat there every week. Starting at noon and available to anyone who made prior reservations. The cost is a mere $15 per person by reservation. That's due April 12th. And if you want more information, give them a call at 326-2977. That's the Chautauqua County Historical Society. Okay, let's see. Next week, this individual, the next slide, Rusty Bova is going to be my guest right here at Chautauqua Sunrise. And Rusty's going to be doing some music for us, and so I'm looking forward to interviewing him and finding more about his career in music. Rusty is an international jazz clarinetist and saxophonist, and he will be performing at the William Ross Recital Hall at the First Presbyterian Church in Westfield on April 14th. So we're going to do our show the week before to kind of promote his show. And if you haven't been to the Lakeshore Center for the Arts, I've noted them before, Rick Mascaro and company, the wild guys that come in here from time to time. We've done productions there. I was part of their Stuck in the Middle of the Field program. We've done, I did the radio show there. It's a Wonderful Life, and they do beautiful, great presentations throughout the year in their new theater there. So great place to check out. Okay, just a couple more. Tobacco cessation using motivational interviewing. This is going to be presented by Anna Marie Masucci, tobacco control specialist from Roswell Park Cancer Institute. We were just talking about this earlier, that we'll be writing for the Ride for Roswell again this year. This is an event that's going to be held on April 26th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. It's going to be held at the Lakewood Baptist Church, 150 Erie Street in Lakewood. There's no charge to the public, but you have to pre-register. And this is, once again, sponsored by CASIC, and this is otherwise known as the Chautauqua Area Substance Abuse Council. And the informational session will cover nicotine dependence, the importance of addressing tobacco, evidence-based research for pharmacotherapy, that's a tough one to say, principles of motivational interviewing, incorporating this motivational interviewing into tobacco cessation, stages of change, addressing ambivalence, and resources and support services availability. So that's available there, and you can get 2 hours of continuing education credits. And finally, there's a free May parenting class, and this again is through CASIC. They do a lot of programming. Build a strong foundation for your children. Your child's first years are so important. Learn how to make the most of them with active parenting. First 5 years in this program, you'll learn it's called the first 5 years. And in the program, you'll learn the best ways to nurture your child from birth to pre-K with a just right combination of freedom and nonviolent discipline. Give your kids a strong start. And here's what they're going to cover. What a baby's cries mean. Sometimes we think they're hungry, sometimes they're just ornery, sometimes they got something that they need attention for. Ages and stages of development, building a strong bond, your child's growing brain, using mindfulness to keep your cool, effective discipline young children can understand, choices and consequences, 6 ways to prepare your child for school success, and much, much more. It's a 2-hour session and parenting group. And they're going to be held May 2, 9, 16, and 23. So that's a mark your calendar kind of a thing. And again, if you have any questions, give CASIC a call. And that number, where did it go again? Hang on a second, I'll find it. 664-3661. Okay, that's all we got for the moment. We'll be right back after this brief public service announcement with my guest. Stay tuned.
They'll test you. Try to break your will.
Cycle hula, wow, there.
But however loud loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
And that's the law. So, buckle up for sure. And I remember the days you just jump in the car and go. And nowadays, I won't move the vehicle till everybody is buckled up. It's just the right thing to do. Okay, so returning to our studios today, Mark Wilson was on our show back in the fall, and welcome back.
Thank you so much.
You've been, and your wife Tanya have been busy people.
Yes.
We follow each other on Facebook, and wow, I don't even know how many miles you've covered, but let's start from the beginning of it all. Mark, you're a coach, and you're really into lots of things like endurance and sports and things like that. So why don't you give us the elevator speech of what you do right now?
Thank you, first of all, for having us on the show.
Absolutely.
Really appreciate it. The number one thing that I've been doing for over 20 years is coaching in the sport of triathlon, which is swim, bike, and run. And as an offshoot of that, I started a club in the Hudson Valley. I don't know if you recall, I was there for a while. And that's the Hudson Valley Triathlon Club, but recently moved back to this area where Tanya and I grew up, right in this building, for instance, where we met. And so I also started a club here with Tanya called the Southern Tier Triathlon Club.
Now, is that new since you were here?
No, it was created last summer,
Okay.
last spring, and we had our first season. There are 4 races throughout the summer on Wednesday evenings, June through September, one Wednesday per month, June through September. And it's a sprint triathlon, so it's a 400-yard swim, a 13-mile bike ride, and then a 2-mile run. So very doable for most beginners. And
He looks at me. like we said last time, the biking we can do. What's the run?
2-mile run or walk. You can
Oh,
walk.
I can do the walk.
Of course.
All right.
Of course.
But what's the last part? This is the part that sinks my boat.
Well, and then, we do events too. Are you talking about the swim? I'm sorry. Oh, swimming, yes. Swimming is first, and there's a reason why that is first.
I would never finish. I'd be still out in the lake.
You'd make it, believe it or not. That's what wetsuits are for, and you would come and practice. Every Wednesday that we don't have a race, you come and practice at the lake with us, and I'll help you. I will help you.
Okay.
Doggy paddle's good,
Okay.
side stroke,
About my back.
backstroke.
Put a little motor on the back.
See, this is what's wonderful about what you're experiencing right now. This is exactly
This is
what
called
people-
anxiety.
Right. And it's my job to help you overcome that
All right.
and welcome you and to get you comfortable in the water, because truly swimming is one of the greatest sports available to us. And open water swimming is beautiful. We live in a great part of the country where
yeah.
open water swimming is just so soothing, it's relaxing, and it's
Where do you
calorie
swim?
burning.
Which of the lakes?
Casadega Lake.
Okay. You do Lake
Beautiful.
Erie?
I have, but it's
pretty
I don't
choppy.
recommend it. It can be very, very rough. It's unpredictable. It can be very rough, as I said, but Casadega Lake is beautiful.
Yeah.
If you've never been
Pretty
there.
serene.
And there are 3 lakes, but we swim in the one right near in the center of town. Yeah.
Okay. So, triathlon. You said biathlon?
Duathlon. So biathlon is a winter sport because that's where you ski, cross-country ski. And
Oh, no.
That is not-
duathlon.
Duathlon.
All right. So I was talking with Randy, who you know in the other. We're ready to do athlon.
Athlon?
Athlon. We'll do the biking.
Okay.
Uno athlon.
Unathlon? Well, biking is a very wonderful sport
Yeah.
for the reason that you can cover distance, as you know, from doing the Roswell ride and so on. You can ride anywhere from 10 miles to 100 miles in a day and really explore where you live. That's what I love about cycling. And the area that we live, as you know, Chautauqua County, Cattaraugus County, beautiful, beautiful area to live and ride.
I don't know how it is for you, but for instance, we were talking before that we went on the air that we're all chomping at the bit to get our bikes out because you got to be safe when you're riding, and when you get a little bit of ice out there, or just with all the water that's been puddling up, you just don't want a chance that you got to go through that in a semi cuts you off. And
Well, not to mention potholes.
oh my God, yeah. But when I get on the bike, and I feel like I'm a kid again. But when you get on the bike, you get your helmet, you're cruising down the road. All of a sudden, you realize you almost feel like you're floating.
Yes.
Isn't that the sensation?
Yes.
It's like you have nothing around you,
Right.
and you're just out there, but you're also exposed. But you feel alive.
That's the idea.
yeah.
The idea is to move. And it's amazing how minimal movement can change your life, the way you feel, the way you think, your weight, of course. But there's an enjoyment that you can get. You cannot get that inside a gym. And I don't want to discourage people, to use gyms, because you really should when the weather's not good for you. But to get outside, there's a magazine called Outside Magazine. And that's their idea. It's like, get outside. Stop looking at your computer, stop looking at your phone, and actually go out and do something.
So I can't wait. And do you have this experience? And I would guess maybe you do. I know we were talking about it. That if you haven't been biking for a while or whatever the exercise is, your body starts like yelling at you, like, let's get moving.
Truly.
You can feel the muscles doing something, and sadly, that feeling kind of went away right in January. But from like November, right through Christmas, I remember my body was just like, I want to get out, I want to get out. But right now, I'm feeling like, oh boy, it's like starting all over again.
It can feel like that, and that's why during the winter months, it's important to do anything, a walk. You know, even if you do 30 minutes of walking outside in the snow, or if you cross country ski or downhill ski, you can do some walking on a treadmill at local gyms. There are ways to make it work.
Okay,
you just have to have a
you're going to be
plan.
very proud of me. I did something this year 3 times. I
Tell me.
didn't do as much as I should have. Barb bought me snowshoes.
Wonderful.
Well, that's what I thought.
What happened?
My first mistake was I had my dog on the leash, and we went out in the woods, and the snow was 2 feet deep, and everything was going great. Mark, I was huffing, and I was burning calories. Had my one pole, and I had my dog, and then what happened was, because the snow was so deep, I didn't know there was branches under there, and my left snowshoe got tangled up.
Yeah.
Did you ever try to stand up with the dog on one end and your snowshoes crossed, with, kneeling with your snowshoes? It took a lot of work to get up back on my feet again.
It can be tricky. That's why if you can stay on pathways that are already groomed by snowmobiles or cross-country skiers, it can help. It can be a lot easier, but...
that didn't come with the instructions.
I know, right.
But anyways,
you needed to call
the
me.
other 2 times I said, Max, you're on your own, you stay in the house. I went out, and it was really fun.
Good for you.
I really enjoyed that. So yeah, so like you say, but it's been an odd winter. I don't know if it was just the timing where when I wanted to go out, the weather was crazy bad, or when the weather was good, I was busy. So it just didn't seem like it lined up well this year. But Mark, how did you get involved with all this? I don't know if we explored that last time very much. I mean, when was the last time you went up to somebody and says, well, I'm a coach, I do this, and I know you did the Ironman stuff, and how do you get involved with that?
Well, I think it comes from childhood. If you're an active kid, it's a lot easier because you want to keep moving as you get older. I found that. It's just when I discovered that I wasn't going to play any organized sports anymore, court sports and field sports, I wanted to find something I could still do and be competitive and be fit.
What'd you do when you were in school?
Well, I played basketball and football and track and baseball.
4 letters?
Yeah, as long as you could. You couldn't do track and baseball at the same time at Westfield, so I chose track instead. And it was fine. It was great. And I kept running when I get into college and after college. When I discovered triathlon through some of the magazines, Triathlete magazine is one famous magazine that people read. And they were the fittest people I could find. The only other people that I consider to be as super fit and strong are the cross-country skiers in the Olympics. If you look at them, they look very much like triathletes because it's strength, speed, and endurance all mixed together.
I watch them. They kind of have this froggy look where they're kind of like their legs are kind of do this, but I forgot how many miles they went. I mean, it was incredible the endurance they must have. Yes. And then you watch them collapse, and I'm thinking like they do this all the time. They must be just spent.
They have to be. If they want to win, they'd have to spend all of it and not save. But anyways, I got into the sport of triathlon. I was a runner for 25 years before I discovered triathlon.
So long distance?
Yeah. I did some marathons. I started my first running race was in Mayville for the Sea Lion Run. I don't know if you remember that. It was a 5-mile run, and I ran it in high tops, Converse high tops. I didn't have any running shoes. My first race ever, 12 years old.
Well, good for you.
Yeah, so anyways, that's how it started.
So,
and triathlon came after that. And I was at the pool one day, and someone said, hey, could you show me how to do that? And I discovered that I could teach people things, and I thought, I wonder if I could make a living at this. So I just started coaching, and that was it. I started coaching triathlon. It's been over 20 years now. And
that's your income? You are a professional coach?
A coach, and our race production that we do with Tanya, we put on 22 races now each year across New York State. And that's how we earn our living. We work for ourselves, so you have to be motivated, right, every day.
I can be motivated just to run, let alone set up 22. All right, let's talk about that. 22 races across New York State. So how's that work?
Well, we have running events. Which is going to be the Amish Country Running Festival, the first ever, next September 29th in Randolph, New York.
It had to be in Randolph. It had to be
Of
Randolph.
course. The largest old order Amish in the country is in Randolph. And so the first ever marathon to run through that type of community will be in Randolph, September 29th.
All right, I know they're not watching,
On a Saturday,
The
they will.
Amish aren't watching me right now. I know this. So,
No, right now, no.
that was a little joke. Anyways, but in all seriousness, do they participate at all?
They're welcome to, of course.
I mean,
of course. But they're going to participate by bringing out their, their rugs and their baked goods and their toys.
Oh yeah, that works real good. Those big Amish donuts, and you're going to run a marathon.
Everybody needs a reason to run.
I go like a block. I say, okay, I have my Amish donuts. It's time to sit down.
Whatever it takes to motivate you to move.
Oh my gosh. Well, it sounds great. And as you know, I actually played out a few times in Randolph when Tanya was with the development center there, and I know the Amish are a real intricate part of the community there, so that's really cool.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And there's next weekend is the Kayak Bike and Run Triathlon, the KBR Triathlon, and that's in Cassadaga.
Yes.
And so you kayak a mile, you bike 13 miles, and you run 2 miles. You could do it. It doesn't involve swimming.
So, all right. So, my fine specimen here, Daniel,
Yes.
he's going to do this, I'm sure of it. So how does he get a kayak?
Well, you can rent it from right here in Mayville from Evergreen Outfitters. I know.
You
There's
have an
no
answer
way.
for everything, don't you?
Absolutely, it's my job.
Well, all right, so seriously, put it all, silliness aside, how much does it cost to rent a kayak?
$40.
$40. All right.
And in fact, no, they gave us a greater
Discount.
A discount. It's $25.
$25.
to rent for this event only. At that price.
There's a one man, one person, one woman
That is
kayak.
correct.
I have to be politically correct, man
well-
or woman kayak.
We have teams too, so you could do it. Someone could kayak, someone could bike, and then you could have a runner. So you could do it as a team.
What?
Yep.
All I have to do, I could just do the bike part?
You could do the biking.
What's a kayak? No? Dan's in.
you
Okay,
go.
we just got to get somebody to do the swimming part.
Well, no one's swimming it in the KBR
Oh,
triathlon.
wait, what's it again? It was,
It's kayak, bike, and run.
oh, we're getting a runner then. Okay.
Or they can walk. See,
You keep putting these little,
I know.
or walk.
because here's the thing is, most people are fearful of getting involved in athletics like this because of the limitations. And my goal is to remove every single obstacle.
You're doing a good job so far.
Right.
I'm trying to find
If
ways
you
out
need
of
me to
this.
pick you up, I'll come get you.
I will make this happen.
Because really your involvement motivates me. To see you have a spark of interest in this, it motivates me because that's my job. My job is to get you to do it. Do something that you never thought you could do,
Okay.
right?
Right, well, yeah.
And I don't care if that's walking every day. I have a friend of ours, Yvonne, in Randolph, who she writes to me on Facebook, I did my 2-hour walk today. I did my 1-hour walk.
Yeah.
And that motivates me to keep going. If I have changed someone's life, any day of my life, I feel better.
Do you
That's
do
my
My Ride on your phone?
Map My Ride.
Yeah.
I use an app called Strava, strava.com. And so it's just like Map My Ride.
Because there's a bunch of us that use it, and we kind of motivate each other.
Right.
Galen and Jeff and myself.
Yep.
And, of course, I'll do, I don't know, say 15 miles, but Galen will do like 40, and Jeff will do like 20, whatever. But
Right.
we kind of like, it's not competition, but it's all like, good for you, man, keep
Right.
going and that sort of thing. So
Yes.
I don't think people realize you can use social media to help each other out and keep
Absolutely.
moving.
Absolutely. And Strava and Map My Ride are worldwide now, of course, because
Yeah.
of their apps, and you can connect with others who are doing the same.
Right. And yeah, you could have somebody in another country and you could keep track of their progress and that. And yeah.
Movement is a lost art. Nobody moves anymore,
There's no argument there.
right? And so, again, you don't have to be an Ironman triathlete to enjoy movement and health and well-being.
Okay, so let's bring it back down to reality here, my reality. Okay.
Sure.
I got people that watch the show throughout the week. I got folks that are going to listen on the radio, and they're going like, I don't know, let's make up an age. They're 50 years old and say, I haven't done anything in, 30 years or whatever. Maybe they smoke, maybe they're overweight, whatever. And but they want to do something. All right. First of all, are there any medical or physical restrictions to any of this? And if so, what do you do about it? Do you have to sign off? I
You
mean,
are great.
That's my job.
You're great.
That's my job. I'm
Ready?
trying to find it. I'm ready.
Ready?
Huh?
It's my goal to put the focus for you or anyone not on what you just mentioned, but on what can you do?
Okay.
What can you do? I'm going to walk to the mailbox today. Great. Great. And because if everybody thinks about what they cannot do, they will find it.
They'll find the excuses.
Right, and I don't mean this to be a negative or a judgment. It's just
No.
my own mind. My mind, your mind, everyone's mind could go to what I can't do.
Mm-hmm.
The goal is to find what you can do and do it.
Okay.
On every day. Every day you wake up, find out what you can do.
With no prejudice, no evaluation,
No.
nobody cares. It's just what you do.
What can you do? Because once you do something and you discover that you did it, and then you have 2 or 3 days of that, you then are motivated to discover something else. It's just about discovery. It's not about what has been, but what can be now, right now.
Can I tell you a story?
Sure.
Because this really fits in what we're talking about here. When these guys talked me into getting on a bike a couple years ago, I thought, I haven't ridden a bike in years, all right? But I got to do something, just like you said.
Right.
So my first outing was I had to throw my bike in the back of my truck. I didn't have a bike holder or anything like that. So I put my bike in the back of the truck, and I'd park it at the end of our road, and because I live on this heart attack hill, and so I wasn't going to go up that hill. So I'm down on Route 20 in Ripley, get on my bike, and it was painful. I rode like a mile or 2 miles, and I remember clocking it somehow because I think then I didn't even have the technology. I didn't have Map My Ride or anything. I got back in the truck and I rode. I said, how far did I went 2 miles, and I said, I've never ridden 2 miles in my life anywhere.
Right.
And I remember calling my dad. Here's my dad, like 90 years old. He'd say, well, good for you, because when he was a kid, him and his brother used to do endurance bike riding, which is in my genes, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways. And so he'd say, good for you. And then I get out again, and then I go like 3 miles or something like that.
Right.
And I thought, wow, this is a big deal to me to go that far.
Right.
And so then I thought, all right, I'm going to go to the end of town, and back. So, and before I knew it, I was doing 5 miles. And then I go, well, I've already broke a sweat now, and your body's getting used to the feel of the bike. Your
Yes.
legs are getting conditioned. I'm doing your show here.
Thank you so much.
but before I knew it, I was doing 10, 15 miles, and it wasn't like no big deal. The hardest part was finding out the time to do long races.
Right.
Because rides. I don't race, but to do 20 miles, you got to have like an hour. Listen to me talk. You have to have a couple hours of time that you got to commit to do that distance.
Correct.
But it wasn't that hard to get to that point, was it?
No, it's not. But you had someone in your life.
Yes, cheering me on.
You
My
had someone.
90-year-old dad.
Yes, and that's all it takes. That's my job, right? To reflect back to you your enthusiasm. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
You express enthusiasm for 2 miles. Fantastic. Good for you.
Yeah. We don't get enough of that in life, no matter what it is, do we?
No.
Isn't that-
Unfortunately, no.
Yeah.
There's not enough reflectors.
How do you... All right, so somebody's watching right now, and they want you to become their coach. Mm-hmm. Obviously there's some cost involved. How's that?
There is cost involved, but I want to tell you something right now.
Please do.
I don't want money ever to be the reason for me not helping
Oh, no,
people.
I'm not making an obstacle.
No.
I mean, people, they watch my show, they want information, so let's give them some information.
Well, I charge $100 a month,
Okay?
okay?
All right.
And people call me my athletes, and I call, they're my athletes.
Mm-hmm. You're the coach.
I'm the coach, and they call me every Monday. In fact, I wake up at 6 a.m. and I start talking. I don't stop until 10:30 p.m. I talk all day long to my clients for 30 minutes each. And they tell me, what happened? I rode 2 miles. Good for you. Where did you go? Oh, I went, I saw this vineyard. It was the greatest thing. There were some birds singing. I hadn't heard birds in years. I had a sip of water. I stopped and saw the sun. It was beautiful. It was warm on my face. I actually had to put on some, chapstick because my lip,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And I talk about how exciting that was to them. And, well, very good. Do it again. Do it again.
Every Monday morning.
Every Monday morning, they call me 30 minutes, and I talk to them. Whatever their goal is, to lose weight, or to go to the Hawaii Ironman, or to do their first 5K. Tanya did her first 5K, and we were in Sedona, Arizona.
I saw the pre-tape. She says,
Yeah.
I'm about to do my very first 5K. I don't
Right.
know if I'm going to make it or not, but Mark's there supporting me.
Right.
And then I saw the aftermath, and
Right.
she
She
was
did it.
done. Yeah.
She did it. And see, that's it. That changes my life, right? See, That maybe it changed her life, but it's changing my life because it makes me feel so good that somebody did something because I exist.
It's all about you.
Right. Because it's all about you.
Yeah, right.
You are all about
it's
you.
a nice connection there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so if more people had a goal in life to wake up and think, I would like to change someone's life today, the world would be a better place.
Oh.
You know, if I could make a difference in someone's life, I don't care who it is, that they feel better, that they're happier, that they did something they didn't think they could do today, they make me happy.
So where exactly does all this good stuff in you come from? Because in the world right now, it's not a very happy place.
I never had the coach that I am today. I wish I had had the coach that I am today.
I can't imagine interviewing you if you did. the energy would be like lighting up the whole studio. I mean, right now, people, you can't appreciate the energy level that's at this table right now. It's like I'm getting like, the electricity is unbelievable.
Exciting.
It is exciting. So you would have loved to have the coach that you are today.
Right. And all the experiences that I've had in my life lead to this moment and to the moments that are coming. Right? This opportunity to be talking to you.
Oh, I look forward to it.
You know, this turns me on. It gets me excited about just being alive and to be what it is that I'm coaching.
Okay, we got to take a break because we
Okay.
have a caller. But before we do that, let me let you folks know you're watching Chautauqua Sunrise. I'm Doc Hamels. And my very energetic and electrifying guest today is Mark Wilson from Wilson Endurance Sports. And we're going to get right back to him, but we have a phone call. So let's take that call. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Jack, and good morning, Mark. This is Linda Spalding.
Hi, Lynn.
Mark, you've got me convinced to go swimming in the Casadega Lake.
Wonderful.
Let's-
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I'll cheer you on, Lynn. I'll do the biking part. Kayaking sounds interesting.
I've gone swimming in Lake Chautauqua, which is freezing cold, like ice water, and I learned to swim in Lake Erie. So I understand that Casadega Lake is really a very lovely place to swim.
It's true. It really is.
What's the temperature there in the summer, like in July?
Oh, in July, it's 70 degrees, 72.
Oh,
Yeah.
that must be beautiful.
It is beautiful. It's so clear. It's clean. They actually keep all of the weeds out of the lake all summer long. Every week they have a boat that gets it out. So, and you never know it's ever there. You just keep swimming all summer long, and you never know that there were any weeds in the water. And you can see the bottom. You can stand up. We swim across the lake and stand up on the other side and just look around. And there's sometimes there are geese that fly over our head and some loons. And
How deep is the lake?
well, where we swim, it's very shallow, about 5 to 10 feet deep, and then it goes very deep. It was glacially dug, and it goes very deep to about 250 feet, and then you swim right over it, and you don't even know. And then it gets narrow.
So don't stop in the middle.
Don't stop in the middle.
That would be me. I think I'll stop here and see what it's like at the bottom.
You'd love it, Linda. You really would.
Yeah. And there is a very big difference, like you pointed out, between swimming in natural scape and than a pool. There's just nothing like it. You feel so close to nature, and it's just such a tranquil yet exhilarating experience.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Every Wednesday night when we're not racing, come over and swim with us.
I don't know if I want to do it now. It's a little bit cold.
Well, not right now. Well, our kayak, bike, and run this next Saturday, a week from today, I hope not to be literally breaking the ice.
Is the lake free right now of ice?
It's actually free. Today is going to be a very warm day, so the water is getting warmed up, and the sunlight, and then there was some rain, so that melted a lot of it as well. So I'm going to take a look at it later this week. Should be fine.
Okay, great. So Lynn, what else is going on?
Oh, well, I just wanted to mention that we have our free computer training in the Dunkirk Pedersen Library and the Brockton and Hira Library, and we're looking for people, and there's job orders, so people should remember to call me at the Chautauqua County Office for the Aging, and the Chautauqua County Office for the Aging also has other services besides the senior employment. And the number is on the screen, 753-4471, or on Facebook.
There you go. And you know, I've been watching the Facebook. Every week there's more and more people following that, and lots of good information, right?
Yeah. Thank you for helping us with Facebook.
You're welcome. But Josh is really taking over, I believe, and doing a lot of the posting. I just got the thing up and running. So,
Yeah, well, we send everything to Josh, and then he posts it.
yeah, looks great.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you doing special for Easter? Anything? Getting together with the family, or they?
Well, I did see the family yesterday. It was my sister's birthday, and I think I'm just going to be around Chautauqua and Mayville the rest of the weekend.
All right. Well, I think the weather is supposed to be okay. You know, it's a slow warm. I don't always like the really quick warm-ups, but enjoy the weekend and happy Easter.
Thank you. I wish you a happy Easter also.
Okay. Thanks then for calling.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So you have this KBR, kayak, bike, and run. I'm getting that down now. So people are interested in connecting. What happens? What do you got to do?
Well, usually people reach out on the Facebook page or our website, www.coachmarkwilson.com. They can call. They can email me. My email is coachmarkwilson@gmail.com.
Okay.
And they ask questions. Hey, I'm thinking about doing this, or I'm thinking about coming to your camps. I want to coach with you. What do I do? And then I just give them a call. I say, when can I call you? I just talk to them.
Okay. So kayak, 1 mile.
1 mile.
That sounds pretty doable.
Mm-hmm.
Bike, 13 miles.
Yes.
This says hilly course.
It is hilly. I'm not going to lie. It is challenging. It's hilly.
Yeah, that's what they told me about
it's
the
close.
Roswell ride last year. Flat as a pancake. It's flat as a pancake.
Well, see, that's why
There's a peace bridge in between.
I've learned to just say what it is. It's a hilly ride in Casadega. It's not, it's no joke, but it's doable.
Okay, doable.
Very doable.
And you run for 2 miles along the lake.
That is
that's
flat.
pretty flat. Flat's good.
Yep.
Okay, so it says here these are USAT sanctioned events. What does that mean?
USA Triathlon. It's the national governing body, and so they provide insurance for the event, for the town and for the county.
So this isn't a race. This isn't a contest, or this is.
It is a race. It is, but it shouldn't discourage people from coming out to doing it. There are tons of local events that are charitable and non-charitable, whatever, but it's an opportunity to move and see other people and be inspired by everyone else who's there.
Okay. So if people are interested in participating, which they do, they contact you. Now, I always ask the questions, is there a cost?
There is a fee.
And how much is that?
I believe it's $60 right now to do the event, and for a team it's $85. So very not a very high price to pay.
No.
Come on, have a good time, and have some food and.
Food's included, or?
Yeah, we provide some food and drink, and people are welcome to bring a dish. This is part of the fun. See, the thing is, it's also about community. So we encourage people to bring a dish to pass.
Okay.
And that feels fun. It's always a surprise what people bring, cookies or some pasta or whatever.
Amish donuts.
Amish donuts. That's right.
So this is April 7th. That's a week from today.
A week from today.
At 9 a.m. Oh, bad news. I'll be here. I can't make it.
Bring the whole crew
Bring
over.
the whole crew over. Okay. And so it sounds like a lot of fun. And then you've got this New York duathlon series.
That's correct.
And so I'm just going to read. Well, no, you tell me.
I'll tell you, it's a run, bike, run, and this is in Randolph, and Dan is going to participate. Your new
My mentee
is going to do it. It's a 2-mile flat run.
Yeah.
It's a 10-mile gentle rolling bike course,
Yeah.
and then a 2-mile run again, flat, and that's in Randolph.
Why do you run again? Wasn't it good? Just fine the first time?
I know, right?
You keep sneaking in this little extra activity. All right.
I know. So 2, 10, and 2. Again, very doable course. It's at Whedon Park in Randolph.
Okay.
Start at 9 o'clock in the morning. And
Bad news.
I know you're here.
No, I'm going to be out of town, I'm sure.
Out of town.
So this is 2 different times? No, yeah, 2 different
There are
times.
three races actually in Randolph. There's 2 in the spring, one in
Okay.
April 28th, and then May, I believe it's
12th.
the 12th. Yeah, and then again in October.
This just sounds like so much fun.
It actually is fun. It's a great opportunity to meet other athletes in your area that you can train with, right? Because that's what happens. You meet other athletes.
Do you ever do just biking events?
We don't have any just cycling events. It's been on my list of things to do. The issue, quote unquote, with cycling is that it ties up roads, right? As you know, and so in order to organize something like that, it's a little bit larger scale of organization. It involves a lot more police officers and fire police and so on. So I'm saving that.
Okay.
We'll get it.
Okay.
Perhaps a tour in Randolph
All
someday.
right, that'd be fun. Okay, so let's see here. Where was I going with all this? So out of all this, you started a business. I mean,
correct.
you're a coach, but now you've got this other thing.
Right.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, events, race production. Someone said to me a long time ago, oh, you seem to be pretty good at this. Why don't you get into race production? I was like, no way, because it's just so much work. It's a lot of work. You have to really love it. But what I've discovered is people seem to respond very well to me and how I lead them. So I just started doing it some more, and plus having Tanya on board with me now, it has really completed all the parts that I needed to really make it work.
Are you in trouble with her, or are you just
No, not
you're
at
really
all.
sucking up to her today?
No.
That's what I have to do when I'm in trouble.
Thank you for bringing that up. Thank you for bringing that up. The way that people work, that I found, for me, for sure, but for most people, giving encouragement all the time and also supportive feedback all the time gets people to do things. And they get excited because also, you may not know this, Tanya is a 50-50 partner in our work.
You never tell me anything. 50-50. Was
50-50.
What does she do?
The other half.
The nuts and bolts.
Well, the other half, exactly. What I've discovered is if people feel like they are a partner, equal partner in everything you do in your life, in this right now, you and I are 50-50 partners, right?
As far as I know.
Yeah, I know, right.
I can't talk to you unless you're talking to me.
That's exactly right. It can never be one-sided. It can never be heavy on one part. And so as the coach, I'm 50%. As the athlete, the student, you're 50%. And it's the same thing in business and everything else in the world. Every interaction has to be 50-50 in my opinion. If I'm dominating you or you're dominating me, it never gets to where we want it to go.
Right, not helpful.
It has to be equal. It has to be equal share, investment. I'm giving my part, you're giving your part, and together we're going to make this happen. And that's why it exists.
So what does she do for you, with you? What's her half?
Sales and marketing is the proper term for it. But it's everything else that I don't do.
Why?
Thoughts, energy, movement.
Because you're too busy
Excitement.
you're busy doing what you're doing, right?
It takes everybody to make it work.
Right.
It takes everybody. Think about your team here. You're on here. Everyone's seeing your face. But it takes the rest of your team to make it all happen and to succeed.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
You got to have all the parts. I don't have all the parts. You don't have all the parts. Tanya doesn't have all the parts. So as the coach, as I know, I've discovered this, that if I encourage you to do your best on this show, you do.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But isn't it true though?
No, you're absolutely right, and I'm enjoying this discussion a lot.
I know, but that's the way that's the way life and the world works with your children, with your coworkers, and I have found that to be the number one part that makes success happen, even when things are not good. And there are parts that are not good. There are parts on my body that are not good. But I move anyways because I know if I didn't move, my life would be even worse. We can think very negatively at any time in the day. There's opportunity to think badly. Right?
Oh, absolutely. It's easy
Plenty
to
of
down
things
on
to
yourself.
not like
Yeah.
in the world today. But you have to think about what you want it to be. If you don't, it's a different experience.
Okay. All right, let's jump around here a little bit. We talked about Linda called in from the Office for the Aging. So, what programs do you have for folks? I don't want to pick an age group because age is just a number. But let's just say elderly folks, people that have been pretty well not in an active mode. What can you recommend for them? I mean, what do you do for them? Anything?
Yes.
Okay, let's hear.
Everything that we've been talking about.
Same
not
thing?
different for anybody.
So instead of, going to the mailbox, maybe it's to do a couple laps around the house or whatever.
Do the dishes, sweep the floor, because your life,
move.
living quarters, it's the beginning. It's the start of, and it grows out from there. Your house, make your bed, sweep the floor, do the dishes, cook a meal.
Do you find with folks that they start shutting down after a certain point?
Absolutely.
Why make the bed? Why worry
Absolutely.
about whatever? And the house gets cluttered, the bed doesn't get done. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Yes.
Because our body shuts down.
Yes.
So we got to keep it going.
Yes.
All right.
Right. It's the same principles whether you're 2 all the way up to 200. I mean, has anyone lived that long? I saw something on Facebook. They said someone lived to be 256. It's, of course, a hoax. But there's more and more evidence of movement, and movement connected with thinking in a way that you want your life to go. The combination of that, and then others. The combination of movement and thinking in a certain way and utilizing others' energy to make your world go.
Okay, so now I'm going to throw back, because we're playing volleyball here.
Yes.
People say, I'm experiencing pain. It's real. All right, it could be joint pain, it could be muscular pain, it could be whatever kind of pain. How do you deal with that?
I'm going to do it anyway.
Work through it.
I'm going to do it anyway.
Okay.
Because if we stop because this hurts,
then you're done.
It gets worse.
Yeah. So just do what you can.
Going.
Just keep going.
Do what you can. Do what you can every single day.
I can do this. I can do this.
Exactly. And then all of a sudden you get warmed up.
Yeah.
Your body's warm, and then you do a little bit more, and then you rest when you need to. Please, it's not like, I hope you're experiencing here that I am not an in-your-face coach. I am not.
No, I don't get that at all.
Right?
You're like a life cheerleader here. Go.
That's it.
Yeah.
And so people need to rest, you rest. Take a nap.
Yeah.
Then get up and start again.
Wait, could you, that nap part, could you put that in a piece of paper for my wife so she understands that I need to take a nap?
Absolutely. It's part of the, Mark says I could.
Mark says I could.
Yeah, it's important to balance. See, a non-moving life is not balanced.
Right.
A non-thoughtful life is not balanced. A non-relationship life is not balanced. You have to have all of it. Parts of those.
So when's your book coming out?
Oh, please. I need help with a book, yeah.
Okay.
I need help.
Well, I mean, you're energized, and I'm really enjoying this. So, Mark, believe it or not, we've burned through a whole show already.
Wow.
We got about a minute left. So you can look at the camera, you can look at me, whatever. What do you want people to know about what you're doing, and promote whatever you like right now?
Get connected to someone. It doesn't even have to be me. Get connected to somebody who is thinking, feeling, and moving along these lines. If you want your life to change, it can. But you got to get connected to someone who understands the pitfalls, understands the challenges, doesn't want you to stop, and will kindly help you continue on the right way, on the right path.
I was saying that very word, that they won't let you stop. And some people yell at you, other people are nice about it. You seem to be nice. I like nice.
I try. I'm trying.
You've got your icebreaker. Let's announce that one more time. When is it, and how do they get a hold of you?
The KBR Triathlon, 1 week from today, kayak, bike, and run, teams or individuals, CoachMarkWilson.com.
Okay. Mark, it's always a pleasure to talk with you. I'm energized right now, man.
Thank you so much.
I'm gonna go polish my bike. I'm ready to roll here. All right, folks, that's it. Mark Wilson of Wilson Endurance Sports, and he's got a whole bunch of stuff going on here in the area. Check it out. I'm Doc Hamels. We got to wrap things up, so we'll see you again right here at 9 o'clock next Saturday morning. As always, on Access 5, Chautauqua Sunrise. Have a great Easter. Don't eat too much. Get moving. Keep moving, and have good thoughts. We'll see you all next week. Take care now. Bye now.
Thank you.